Good morning, Bishop Lynch. Today is Wednesday, January 13th.
And you're watching this week's edition of
Across Campus.
Okay, are you going to the Leiden Lecture Series today?
I didn't plan on it.
You should. It's a notable BL alum.
Wow, I feel like Francesca and Brighton know a lot more about this topic.
I remember them calling him just incredible because he was so good at wrestling. That was his big star thing that made him so special.
He was just turning 16, I believe, and he was a giant. I mean, this 275-pound kid that looked like in a man's body.
He was very likable. One did kind of get the impression he wasn't maybe morally on the same page as me, but I think that's part of his testimony, and I think that's kind of what makes this story so great, is that he's come from one point to the other, full circle.
My name is Justin Wren. At 13 years old, I want to be a UFC fighter. I started fighting professionally at 19 years old, was on a reality TV show called The Ultimate Fighter when I was 21. That was the main event at the Hard Rock in Las Vegas when I was 23. And since then, I've come here to Congo.
As a student, Justin was quiet, unassuming, imposing because of the physical size, but actually was, like I said, he was a very quiet student until you got him into the environment that he cherished, which was really the sports arena, the wrestling room. And he's been able to take those skills that he's acquired out of wrestling and athletics in general and transfer them into a really successful philanthropic career, building, freshwater wells for the pygmies in the Congo.
Fighting in a cage under a ton of lights and getting my hand raised, that was cool. It was cool, but it wasn't great. I was fighting against people, but really I was just supposed to be fighting for people.
No, I can't say that I expected it of him, but that just shows the power of the Lord working in somebody's life. It's a testament to, I think Justin kind of reaching the bottom, hitting the bottom, and figuring out that his way wasn't going to work. And so once he gave all that up to God, then, the Lord changed everything for him, and now he's doing great work and helping untold thousands of people.
The work that he's doing is pretty amazing. I have seen some of it covered. I know that he's had some interviews out there, and I feel like one of our own has done something very good and continues to do something very good in a place that is usually overlooked.
We have to fight. And to see freedom happening, whether that's freedom from literal slavery, which is happening now, or freedom from waterborne disease, if somebody just got to be here and experience what I'm getting to experience, yeah, it's crazy, yeah, it's hard, but it's amazing and it's awesome and I love them.
I think it's fantastic. I think it's really great that he has found a population that is kind of forgotten and that he's kind of determined not to forget, and he's determined to do whatever he can to help them.
If anything, he's like this representation of maybe what we could, as Bishop Lynch students, could be, the best of what we could be, going out and the self-sacrifice, the doing for others at the cost of your own comfort. And I think that brings a self-worth, that one of the things that we've been trying to teach, and I think he's a good example of that.
I'm very happy for him. I'm proud of him. As soon as I knew his book came out, I got it, and I just returned from Houston, and I can't believe we're going to see him on Wednesday. Welcome back, Justin.
We all know the struggle of trying to find a good place to volunteer and get our service hours done.
Luckily, Jake and Abby have put together some good ideas for where to volunteer.
With the third quarter rolling into full swing, it's time to start thinking about how you want to complete your Christian service hours.
Although we still encourage our more popular service opportunities, we would like to see the community branch out.
That's why we found a few organizations that you may not have heard of that need your help. The Stew Pot. The Stew Pot offers a safe haven for homeless and at-risk individuals in Dallas, providing resources for basic survival needs as well as opportunities to start a new life. Working at the Stew Pot, you can provide meals to many of downtown Dallas's homeless population. This program is a real eye-opener and can get you face-to-face with those in serious need.
Jubilee Park and Community Center. According to Allison Johnson, volunteer coordinator at Jubilee Park, volunteer opportunities range from working with children in the out-of-school time program and summer camp, assisting with senior lunch, or helping with one-time special events. A majority of Bishop Lynch volunteers will help out with the out-of-school time program, which runs Monday through Friday during the school year.
The Saturday Kids Club through the First Presbyterian Church of Dallas. The Saturday Kids Club is an enrichment program for inner-city children in 1st through 5th grade during the school year. The volunteers are needed from 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. on the date of service. Volunteers are asked to help set up and clean up breakfast and lunch for the children. Each volunteer will be able to choose which grade level they would like to work with, and they will follow that group to all of their classes and assist them with the activity that they have set for that day.
Metro Crest Services.
So we take clients through the pantry, through the food pantry, and we walk them around and we tell them how many of each food item they can take, and they pick out which food they want for that week. And then in addition to that, we take donations and we sort food and stock the pantry.
Well, Emily's Place is for victims of domestic violence and their kids. So really just sometimes on Thursday nights we go and take care of the kids while the moms are in Bible study or something like that. And we just hang out with them, read them books, put them to bed, and then sometimes we will make blessing bags and stuff to give to the women at the house.
I think it's really important as Christians to help people and help make the world a better place.
I just think it's really important because not only are you helping other people, but really you just get a better perspective on what you have in your own life and how lucky you are and ways that we can improve our own interactions with other people.
Well, this is the year of mercy, and we've been talking about the works of mercy, particularly the corporal works of mercy, feeding the hungry, giving drink to the thirsty, clothing the naked. And any organization that kind of helps to meet those particular needs is a decent place to work. And these places all give our students an opportunity to be paired with people who need the services that they can provide. And that's really what service is all about.
Remember that your Christian service hours are due February 24th for A days and February 25th for B days.
And if you have any more questions, you can find more information under the Christian Service tab under Student Life on the BL website.
Or you can ask your theology teacher.
This has been Jake Schmieder
and Abby Souter
reporting for
Across Campus.
The students at BL have so many unique talents.
Yeah, I wonder who Sydney and Erica are doing their student profile over.
I hear she can Irish dance. Can you guess who it is?
Hannah Theodore is one of many BL students who has an interesting hobby outside of school.
While many students can't handle the stress of school and extracurricular activities, Hannah Theodore manages to do it all.
This is a student profile on Hannah Theodore and her life as an Irish step dancer.
Originally, I started doing ballet when I was like 3, and it was mainly like my mom who wanted me to do it. And then at my dance studio in the building, there was a teacher who was teaching like an Irish dance class, and I just like walked in there and I started watching it, and I was like, Mom, I want to do this. So I quit ballet and tap after 2 years, and then I started doing dance, and I've loved it since. It can be hard sometimes because I like to practice outside of dance, so I just really have to manage my time well and make sure that I get all my homework done ahead of time. I practice about like 15 hours a week coming up to like a big competition. On Saturday is like our big practice day where we have like practice for 5 hours. This year Oireachtas was in Dallas, and it hasn't been in Dallas since like 2008. So it's been in the United States, like Ireland, England. It's been in London before, Montreal, and that's where it was last year. And it's like our big competition, and it's how you qualify for nationals and worlds. And so in my age group I have like 100 people, and so the top 50 will recall, and once you recall, they like call out your number and you dance a 3rd round, and then based on your 3rd round the judges will score you, and it's usually the top like 10 to 15 qualify for worlds, and then it's like top 30 qualify for nationals. So our normal competitions, they're called Feshana, but Fesh for short, and usually you travel there like the night before, and you have to go to bed really early because the dancing starts at 8 a.m. and so you'll wake up, you like do your hair, which is like your fake wig and stuff, and usually you have to tan the night before so your legs are like a different color than your body.
Just your legs?
Yeah, you like just tan your legs, and they're like super dark, like orange. It's just for like the stage lights to make your muscles look bigger, and it just makes you look nicer. And your makeup and your wig and stuff, and then you like go down to the venue, usually stay in like the same hotel as the competition, and they have like these giant ballrooms. And so then you just like get ready and warm up and go on stage and like check in and do your dances. There's like a lot of like vendors like selling dance stuff, and then there's like a whole bunch of teachers because it's like everyone from different dance schools like all competing, so they're kind of hectic but they're fun.
Anything like Dance Moms?
Actually, yes. They tried to make a dance show on like TLC, I think, but all the Irish dance people were like, no, we don't want like people seeing how crazy we are. So yeah, it's pretty much like Dance Moms. Like there's a lot of drama sometimes, but my dance school isn't. So these are just like trophies that I've won throughout the past like few years from dance. This one's probably my favorite one. It was when I won, and like they gave me a bowl, I guess. Sometimes they just give you like trophies or bowls just depending on the competition or who like runs it, or just whatever they have. And I also like this one. It's just like a little like ruby, and it came in like a box, and yeah, these are just like throughout the years, I guess. So these are like my medals that I've won with dance. So there's like this thing called the grades levels. There's beginner, advanced beginner, novice, prize winner, and then once you win, you have to win like all firsts in prize winner, and then you go to the champ level, which is prelim and then open, and then you have to win 2 firsts in prelim, and then you get to open and have an open. So these are just like the various medals that I have, and then these are some of my favorite sashes that I've won. When you get up to like the champs level, they give you sashes and like trophies. My solo dress, and this is what we wear for competitions, and you get to like custom make it. Like I designed mine, and I picked out the colors, and then my teachers approved it. And then this is the back, and this is like my family crest, and I wanted to put it on the cape. When you order it, it doesn't have like any of the stones on it, so we had to order all the stones, and I like put them all on myself. So I usually get a new dress every 2 years, so I've worn this to 2 Oireachtases, and I think I'm gonna wear it to nationals, and then I'll probably get a new one for the next Oireachtas. Mine was like $2,000 before stones, and there's some that are even more expensive, but yeah, it's a lot of money. Like when you go on stage, like before your competition, everyone has a different solo dress. Mine just happens to be pink, but people have like all different colors. And so you all walk out like before your dances, and it's pretty much like your moment to shine, I guess. It's how the judges like figure out if they want to watch you. Your dress like really matters, and it catches their attention. So if you don't have like a good dress, they probably won't watch you. So these are my like dance wigs. I wore this one last year, but this is my new one. These are curly because when people started Irish dancing, the competitions were on Sunday. So all the little girls in Ireland would curl their hair for mass, and so they would just already have their hair curled. And so to save time, people just invented wigs, and I guess it just stuck. It usually takes like 30 minutes. And I do it myself. My mom kind of helps me, but it can be kind of stressful because you're doing it the morning before competition and you're really nervous, but It usually looks fine. I originally started with a smaller school called Hibernia, but then the teacher quit teaching, so then we merged into like a bigger school called McGuire Academy, who's run by Darren McGuire and like this other teacher named Andy.
When did you start the studio?
I started in America when I finished touring in 2006. I started here about maybe 7-8 years ago. We started just with, like, one day a week. I used to fly in on a Tuesday, and it's turned into the Kathleen O'Shea studio. So we've come a long way. We started something very, very special, and it's kind of grown through the school. So we take it very serious. We take the competition seriously, but while we're training and stuff like that, we try and have as much fun as possible. People find us that we act like a family when we travel and to competitions. So that's kind of very, very pleasing to me.
When did you start Irish dancing?
I started dancing when I was 2-3 years old. It's always been there, just like walking or breathing or anything else.
Have you ever won Worlds?
I got second 3 times.
Can you talk a bit about Hannah and what she's like?
She's always been definitely one of the best students I've had. She progressed very, very quickly through the grades into championships, and I know that we were very proud of her this year when she recalled. It was the first time, I think it was last year, and it was a very, very pleasing moment for me. I know she's had her injuries, but she's always either come in to be part of the group throughout the injuries, which shows a true champion. So I'm very, very proud of her.
We wish Hannah the best of luck in her competitions and all her future endeavors.
This has been Sydney Solis
and Erica Cronenberger
reporting for
Across Campus.
Thank you for watching this week's edition of Across Campus.
We'll see you next week.
Where the news is.
Right where you are.
Across Campus.
Oh my God.